3-Point Shot, Chapter 19. The class was once again caught in an aura of sorrow. Tenko was different from Tsumugi. She was a good person driven into extremes, and forced into a situation that, quite frankly, most of the class couldn't really say how they would approach it differently. Her death was brutal, and decidedly undeserved. Not that the Monokubs were paying any attention to that. Nah, Monofani, what just happened here? Monosuke asked. What the hell, Monodam? Why'd you shove her like that? Monokid wondered. She was not being cute. A sister should be cute. She was making it hard to get along. I like it when we all get along, Monodam explained. The Green Bear's two brothers glanced at one another. Hey bro, maybe we should, Monokid began. Skedaddle? Monosuke finished. Yup. So long, farewell. The two bears left. Monodam lingered for a moment before he too departed. Those crazy kids, they're dropping like flies, Monokuma lamented. Unlike Chabashira-san, who got swatted like one. Boo! How? Kaede muttered. What was that? How can you be so cruel? She shouted at the Ursine irritant. Is this gonna be a regular thing? Monokuma mocked. After every trial, you're just gonna tell me how horrible I am? 'Cause that's gonna get old real quick. There's not gonna be another trial? Monokuma countered. Famous last words, my dear! The black and white headmaster left for parts unknown, leaving the students to stand in silence. At least, until someone had the courage to break it.
Tenko.
Himiko was shell-shocked. She hadn't quite processed what had just happened. It was quite a bit to take in all at once after all. Tenko, whom she had just been getting to know, was just gone. Never to be seen or heard again. Never to make her laugh, smile, or feel slightly uncomfortable. Kaede walked toward the mage, and knelt down to meet her at eye level. Yumena-san? I know you're hurting right now, but you have to remember what Chabashira-san said. Don't be afraid. So, if you want to cry, it's okay. Himiko sniffed once, and then again. She silently nodded her head as tears began to stream down her face. Kaede, sensing her pain, took the smaller girl in a warm hug. It's going to be okay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually it'll be okay. I promise. Yeah, Kaito reassured. And until then, we're all gonna be there for you, so no worries. The room, once dampened with the weight of tragedy, suddenly found light. Camaraderie, compassion, and love found a way to cloak the group in a warm feeling once more. But one person wouldn't stand for that. It's just so sad, Kokichi cut in, crocodile tears adorning his face. I can't believe Chabashira-chan's dead. If I had just done a better job with the labels. Shuichi took an accusatory tone. Oma-kun, you're lying to us again, aren't you? Saihara-kun, what are you saying? Kaede asked. I didn't want to bring it up while Chabashira-san was... Shuichi trailed off. I didn't want her to have to know, but I don't think the labels being switched was a mistake. And with that, the mood of the trial came back in full swing. Do you mean to say that Oma-kun labeled Shinguchi-kun and Chabashira-san's videos as one another's on purpose? Kibo clarified. Exactly. I thought it was too convenient that he just happened to make a simple mistake like that, Shuichi explained. Oma-kun's too calculating for that. The two's names and appearances are too different that he would just mix them up. Kokichi, hearing all this, took in the gazes of suspicion the other students were giving him. Realizing he had no counter for Shuichi's words, he decided it would be best to give up the ghost. Was I that obvious? Kaede stood up from the floor, ending her embrace of Himiko to offer an accusation of her own. You did this! This entire case was your doing the whole time, wasn't it? Kokichi chuckled. It wasn't planned to the last detail or anything. I didn't know which of them would end up killing the other, but I was pretty sure we'd get a murder once they met up.
So I was right about the note after all.
Maki observed. That you were, Kokichi confirmed. Things were getting a little too chummy around here, so I just kinda thought...
You goddamn fucking asshole!
Miu shouted.
You just killed 2 people to get your sick kicks?
You say that like it's a bad thing, Kokichi countered.
Why?
Himiko muttered. I'm sorry? Kokichi asked.
Why Tenko? Why did you pick her?
The mage exclaimed. Oh, that! Kokichi responded. It just seemed like the best pick. After I realized Shinguji-chan was nutty as a fruitcake, I needed to pick someone to deal with that. And out of the girls, Chabashira-san was the one who I figured could best handle herself. So you used her to murder Shinguji-kun? Shuichi questioned. Kokichi smirked. You're welcome. You think we're thanking you for this, you son of a bitch? Kaito screamed. Tell me, Kokichi shot back. Are any of you honestly upset that Shinguji-chan is dead? And I don't mean generally upset that a person is dead at all. I mean him specifically. The room was so quiet that a dropped pin would shatter one's eardrums. In the wake of Tenko's execution, emotions ran very high. But the horrific truth of Korikyo's true nature still remained, and it made it very difficult to miss him. The dictator began to speak again. There are people in this world that are too horrible to be kept alive. From our first day here, I could tell from the look in his eye that Shinguji-chan was off his rocker. People with blood on their hands, they have this look about them that I can recognize. It just wasn't until the video that I started to put 2 and 2 together. He's better off where he is. You, Kaede replied in horror. You can't really think that way, can you? Akamatsu-chan, the short-statured boy pouted. I thought you would understand. Isn't that why you tried to kill the mastermind? Another key strike to that open wound left Kaede speechless. We're not that different, really, Kokichi taunted. The only real difference is that I was smart enough to not get my own hands dirty. Various responses came to mind. Frustration, denial, abject confusion. But only one was bold enough to stand up against it. Ryoma cleared his throat, catching the room's attention.
After what I've done, I can't really disagree with your philosophy. But here's my question. How do you know you're not one of these people that shouldn't be kept alive?
Kokichi turned and began to walk toward the elevator. He called back, avoiding eye contact. Never said I wasn't. Himiko had had enough. The petite redhead stopped her tears, balled her hands into fists, and yelled at a volume the other students didn't think possible for her.
You murderer! You monster! You degenerate male!
Her words still conjured no reaction. With nothing left to be said, the students realized it was their turn to make their way toward the elevator.